All right, everybody, it's your boy MotoManDan here, and today we're gonna do some work on the wiki. Now, first things first, I wanted to get this out of the way. I wanted to get the hero movement speed, health, and mana. I wanted to get movement speed, health, and mana for heroes. I'm gonna imagine it's all the same for all of them. Mana might be a little difficult to get. Probably really difficult to get, but I'm gonna guess it's around a number that's like 100 or 80, something easily divisible. And then I can put this, in the OMD heroes section here. So, the first thing we're gonna do is pick a hero, which, I think we're gonna pick Warwick because I also want to get Warwick's teleport distance as well. Nobody else really has anything like that. Maybe Egan's AoE smash, like the range of the AoE. We can do that too. What else? Sickness's regeneration rate. We need to determine whether or not that's the same as a rift, and then how much health he has, and get close to death and figure that stuff out. And then Max's double jump. Well, that's probably not necessary, and Gabriella's descent isn't necessary. Kelsey's teleport not necessary. So those three, no, probably don't need to do anything with them. These three, we'll figure something out. Okay, so we're gonna do this on not an endless map because we're testing for what's it called first? We're testing for movement speed first. Alright, now we do this best by doing this map on this stretch, and we want to get a large...
They won't expect this.
Start here. Let's get the picture of Max here. Stand right here.
This should work.
So we're gonna run from this side of Max. Or inside Max. That's weird. We can run through it. We're going to run from Max to another Max. We're going to see how long it takes us. And then we're going to judge that by the distance, by how many of these.
Efficient placement equals efficient killing. This spot is perfect.
Let's get here. Maybe I should start this on this end.
Cygnus was never as good at this as me.
Okay, let's do that. I don't know if it matters too much.
Right.
And then what we do is we start the map, start the wave.
Another wise choice by the Great Vol.
Just get as many as money can buy. Push this back here.
Couldn't be better.
Also, I wonder if teleporting is
They'll
quicker
be talking
than
about
sprinting,
me for
so
ages.
We can figure that out, and that'll be fun. Okay, so we've got him at one end and at the other. These are 6 long. Right, yeah, 6 long. So you got 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. 90. So 90 squares total, and we're going to stand on a square and on a square. So yeah, 90 squares total for running and for teleporting. 30. Okay, we're going to do regular running speed, and I had it clocked at 11:30 for this stream. We're going slightly off, so if we ended it off, okay, for 5 squares, 47. So it took us 17 seconds to move 90 squares. I don't know how to do math, so we'll do math here. 90 divided by 17 is 5.3. So they move at approximately 5.3 squares per second. Okay. Alright. Alright, now let's do the teleport. Actually, I wonder, I did that with 17. I wonder if 18 goes in. It doesn't, right? I don't think it does. Oh, crap. 90 divided by 18. Is that going any better? 5. Ah. So it's probably 5, and that probably was supposed to take 18 seconds because I started in the middle of the square and ended in the middle instead of one into the other. So let's go ahead and say 5 squares per second. What I found is it's not very likely for there to be odd decimal and weird stuff like that. So yeah, we'll start one end and a teleport to the other. Okay, 31, 32, 33, 34. We'll start there.
No one is a match for me. Ah, to be young, angry, and powerful.
44. So it's much faster to teleport with this guy. But we passed this, so let's figure out how far we teleport. So we start here. And we're teleporting there. We jumped 6, 12. It's actually like 11 squares, right? Yeah, we're on this grid square here. If we jump back towards the decoy,
I really am the best.
we land on this square here, which is 11 long. That's interesting. It's not quite well, yeah, it's not quite 11. Oh, hang on. We just went farther.
I am what all apprentices should strive
Now,
to
isn't
be.
that interesting?
Can you top that, Cygnus?
Huh. Not sure why I'm moving farther. I shouldn't be moving farther. It's the same distance. Okay, so from this square to this square, that makes 10 squares in between us. But we landed in the center of the square, just center of the square, so it should actually be more like 11. But that's an odd number, so we're going to call it 10 for now. Oh, actually, no, sprint. We got to sprint first. Alright, so it's 15, 23, 7, 28, 29, 30. Okay, so we got 12 seconds from one side to the other. Should be easy to calculate here. 7.5. So sprinting takes you 7.5. 7.5 squares per second. It's sprinting. Oh, it tells you teleports 12 spaces. How do we know that it teleports 12 spaces? Well, it's... Yeah, okay. It could be, yeah, it's probably 12. Alright, we already have that in there, so that's good. So I don't need that. Okay, next thing to test is health. So let's figure out how much health heroes have. We do that by going to Endless. And Great Room, it's probably fine.
I'm always ready.
And we... Oh, crap. I should have gotten rid of the ghost jar thing, but that's okay.
Enemies are preparing to breach one of our gates. They've broken through a gate. Death was never.
Alright, this is War Mage difficulty. Which should not make a difference. But there's not really a way to test it.
They're almost there.
Otherwise.
They're entering the rift.
So we're looking to take damage.
We only have half our rift points remaining.
The orcs to see how much damage we've taken.
Our
I
rift
also
is
don't know
failing.
if suicide does max damage. So some
A
traps will
job
do
well
an
done.
overkill. And hopefully we don't have overkill damage with light orcs. If it's like they do 10 damage, I have 100 health, then that makes a lot of sense. Okay, damage taken 200. Going to guess that I have 200 health. But let's see if we can get just one orc to do damage, and then we'll be able to calculate how many hits we take
Let's begin.
and make sure that that all adds up.
Get your ass out of my way.
Enemies are preparing to breach one of our gates. They've broken through a gate.
Alright, took one hit.
Here they come. They're almost there.
We supposed to go.
They're entering the rift.
First, where you?
We only have half our rift points remaining.
I feel like I should go first.
Our rift is fading. More enemies in the rift. Can no one challenge me?
Alright. 20 damage. Okay, that makes sense. So, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so light orcs take 20 damage, so we'll have to do that. But also have to put in there that at base amount of health is 200. And then yeah. Now, unfortunately, you cannot see how much mana is spent or anything like that, I don't think. No. And the rift does not count as healing done. So that's unfortunate as well. Okay. So let's kick back. Oh, I probably didn't need to kick back to that. Gonna go to trinkets. I'm going to healing trinket and increase max health. We don't care about the other two. And we're going to go back into the game and use the healing trinket, see how much health it gives us. If I'm going to guess, I'm going to guess 50, but I don't know.
More ready, I cannot be. Enemies are preparing to breach one of our gates. They've broken through a gate. Oh! Here they come. No! The Order needs me! I just needed to return to the rift quickly. They're entering the rift.
Well, that's weird. When I came back to life, my health was...
More enemies! We only have half our rift points remaining.
not full.
Stop them, quickly!
I wonder if that's continuing.
The rift remains protected.
Why do I have double blades? I don't pick double blades. Ah. But that's interesting. I wonder if I could, oh, that's very interesting. Okay, so it gives you 40 extra. Okay. So we'll do, let's see, plus 40 with item. Alright. Now with that, we're going to leave the hero page. I don't really want to mess around with calculating the amount of time it takes to go from a certain amount to full to blah blah blah. What we're going to do is we're going to go to trinkets and make sure that we have healing trinket amount set up. Is going to be plus 40. I don't know if that's worth it. I really don't think so. Alright, now we're going to go to Light Orcs. We're going to say that they do 20 damage. I don't know if there's a difference between War Mage and Rift Lord. But there's really not a way to test that. Oh, the word is there. We might be able to test that. Because we know that it takes, and we have 200 health, they do 20 damage apiece. 10 hits. So, we can go on Rift Lord, see if they take more hits from Light Orcs. Which means we're going to have to weed out the other orcs. Well, that'll be something for a later date, because we want to... What did we want to do? Content. Oh, right. I want to try something with this. If we retry and we start with a bunch of traps and no weapon, can we bug out the game? No weapon. Okay. Let's do that.
It is about time to get started. I will finally.
Or I wonder if it's just if you leave your number one empty.
Coming back to life does take a
Enemies are
toll.
preparing to breach one of our gates. They've broken through a gate.
If you're doing this, if you didn't know this, by the way, you can vault on top of that, on top of those corner pieces, which is actually really useful because you can make a neat little wrap around the.
They're almost there.
With double gates.
We made it!
But if you go single cage, if you go single
They're
gates,
entering
you
the
can do it
rift.
without that. But with double gates, I don't think you can because it'd be too close to the wall.
We only have half our rift points remaining.
We made it!
Stop them quickly.
Go!
I'm interested to see.
We made it!
If
Alright,
only
no.
they had a leader.
Pretty weird. So I had that slot empty. I got double elbow blades. All right, cool. What's the next thing on our list? Let's do. Well, chat, do you guys got any questions about anything related to anything in the game? I guess that you are dying to know, like the distance that arrow walls shoot without after being triggered. Because I'm curious on that too. Got 4 rounds of arrows over 1 second, 9 arrows each, and they walk between a 2 wide, 2 high, 6 long grid square section in front of the arrow wall. It's also cooldown, base, and they do cumulatively more damage per arrow when you get the upgrades. With these upgrades here down here, just the typical upgrades. What did I want to try? There was something specific I wanted to try. But I think that's really the last thing I can add to the arrow wall. Got a little screenshot there. Because you can see the end of the barricade is where there is the end of the range, right? Because you got your 6 long is the end of the barricade, but the arrows are going farther than that. And I wonder if they go indefinitely. So let's give that a shot. Let's try it. We'll go to Great Room. I just need to figure out how to set this up. It's a good spot for it. I'm thinking we just use this wall like we did in that footage there. Right, so we bring arrow wall, we bring barricade, and we just need tar, and a lot of it. Tar, we're going to need stone staff, and that's it, I think. So we're going to do that and that. We'll put this back here, actually. We'll stone staff right here. And what we're looking for is, well, what we want are orcs to run up here. Which actually doing single kids might make that possible, because then I can put a single kid here. And then they walk up here. And then we can see if the orcs in this corner get hit by that arrow wall. Because then they'd be traveling their activated range plus an extra 4 squares. I'm imagining it does go that far.
I've been waiting for this.
We might be okay just standing in this corner and pulling aggro and seeing.
Enemies are preparing to breach one of our gates.
So if I need to, I can play it back in a video
They've
editor.
broken through a gate.
Really low frame rate. I got him stuck. Come on, just walk through. Alright, fine. That was pretty bad. Alright, so we got some guys up there. Okay, that orc took damage. That's that one. They were far back there. Okay, so we're gonna need another map to try this on. So I think we have the same problem here.
Right there.
Yeah, just another 2 squares here. So let's try another map. Let's see, which one do we do? Well, you know, switchbacks might work. Yeah, close quarters could work. I'm thinking switchback because we can run them against the wall at the end of the lane there, and then you'll just shoot at them, of course. I'm gonna bring this so that way we can weed out the ogres, or keep the ogres maybe.
Efficient placement equals efficient killing.
Beautiful, beautiful. So we can stand back here and I'll tell you what, let's move this over some more. There we go. Alright, so they're going to run in there, trigger it. Which they don't, I guess they don't need to run all the way in there to trigger it. They just need somebody to trigger it.
Cygnus was never
So
as
do
good
that.
at this as me.
This triggers it, and then we'll slow them down. And we'll see how far it goes, and we'll see if we can catch anything back here in the back. Alright, let's give this a shot.
Ready indeed.
It's got piercing, so it should run through at least 1 unit per arrow.
Enemies are preparing
But
to
that's another
breach
good
one of our
question.
gates.
Does it run through one?
They've
or
broken through a
1
gate.
unit per arrow? Stun back here, so I can see where that damage goes. Okay, it went to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's like double, right? That's like double. Yeah. Man. Alright, I'm not going to lose with that amount of orcs going through. But you need some of those orcs to get through. So we'll walk back here.
Enemies at the rift!
I'm gonna let one of those guys go through.
They're entering the rift!
Or two of them, I guess. I'll just stand right here and keep him. So I'm thinking right here, he might still get hit. God.
They're almost there!
Okay, didn't quite go that far. So it looks like it goes
There
up
are
to
enemies
right
in our
here,
rift room!
to this square that I'm standing on.
We only have half our rift. More enemies
Which
in
is
the rift!
basically the same range but double.
Hold them back!
But hey, let's retry that, and we'll see if we get to the same conclusion the second time. What is it here? And then here? I'm not sure.
This spot is perfect.
Alright, let's try that
I'm
again.
ready!
Alright, luckily we got the health trinket.
Enemies are preparing to breach one of our gates! They've broken through a gate!
They're walking in tar.
Want some shoes? Don't get attached to each other, it's futile.
Yep, right there. That square, okay. Now the question is, how many arrows get through one enemy?
I'm low on mana.
That's a tough question to ask. It's not firing. Oh, yeah, it's not within range.
Just wait till I have more mana.
It's hard to say. But, go back to the other level.
Enemies at the rift! They're entering the rift!
If I'm gonna guess, I'm gonna guess 3, but that's not what we're here to guess. Okay. So it hits things on the 13th square away from where it shoots, or where it fires. Point of origin. Special origin? I think so. Alright. Now we've got that. This is damaging an additional target. Yeah, but is it more than one or one? Questions. Alright. Next trap. Next trap. What are we doing? What's the next trap? Oh, I was testing fire damage, I think. Oh yeah, swinging mace. That's what I want to check. I want to check the damage that the swinging mace does. Yeah, I got the swing faster thing already. But I have a basement is already mapped. What's the basement map called? I gotta link it up to the actual map. The basement? Okay. Just because somebody had asked how useful the basement. There we go. Alright. How useful this thing was. Oh, cool. Okay. Increasing damage. This is going to be rough. And the reason this is going to be rough is because we're going to figure out how much damage it does initially with each upgrade, and then fire initially, and then fire with each upgrade. So that's going to be fun. And then the fire tar with fire for each upgrade. So we're going to run a total of 12 tests. Don't even have that many fingers. Alright, we're going to run it on... Well, we can run an initial... Ooh, actually, it's going to be a little... So there's no ceiling on the bottom layer of this one. And I kind of want to just start wave 1. Light orcs take normal damage from physical damage. And then we'll have to wait for... we'll have to do it on this one for the fire damage, because wave 2 you have the earth elementals that come out and they take normal damage from fire. Whereas ogres and orcs take bonus damage from fire, so we can't test fire on any of those. So okay, let's give this a shot and not change my upgrades before I click play. Okay. Alright, where are we at here? So it's towards the bottom. Swinging mace. We're going to get rid of all of the upgrades and we're going to see what it does with its base damage. We can actually get swing faster. It doesn't matter. I think the tar should be the extra slow tar. But we shouldn't need to use it. Okay, so how we do this one is we get ourselves a weapon and the stone staff. And we use, and this weapon, which probably should be a trinket. And we'll get ourselves a barricade. And we'll get ourselves a swinging mace. That's all we need. Come over here, and we put down our nice barricade. Here
This should work.
And then we don't have enough money for this, but we will. We will have at least 100 to then run over here, place this, and then what we do is we grab an orc with our wind belt, and then we run over here and we drop him down. And then he runs into this thing, and then we stand there and let him attack us because the stone staff will amplify physical damage. Easy? Easy.
It's
and then we'll kill everything with this before we get to that point. If you don't kill the entire first wave, I think it's 20 minions total come out of the first two.
Enemies are preparing to breach one of our
so you have to
gates.
at least kill one.
They've broken through a gate. Here they come.
Ooh, now another question I have.
I welcome the foolishness.
You can run fast with these guys, which is pretty funny to see. Alright. You don't take any damage, please? Okay, good. Alright, now we'll do this. Alright. Now that's either gonna do one or two things. It's either going to do overkill damage or it's just gonna do flat damage. Hopefully it does overkill damage so we can get an accurate idea of how much damage it actually does per swing.
We only have half our rift points
There's
remaining.
no reason to believe that it does less damage the more minions there are. When you do,
hold them back.
oh, I don't need to do the fire thing because when you do fire, when you add fire onto it, it should be doing the same amount of damage. But we will need to figure out how much
winning
fire
comes
tar
very easy
adds
for
on to
me.
it. Because then we can figure out if the added fire damage is a flat amount or a percentage. Okay, stats. We've got shit. Ah, crap. It's 50. That's how much an orc has for hit points, so it's not doing overkill damage. Alright, fine. We might have to get an ogre over here. No, ogres are resistant to physical, right? Let's check. Let's see if we got any minions that we can use. Well, I know a heavy orc. I'm pretty sure they have 100. Okay, so we got Earth Lords on 2. They are strong against physical damage. We've got Ogres on 1, which are strong against physical damage. If we turned it to fire... Yeah, we couldn't do Ogres. Okay, let's try Heavy Orc. And we'll see if a heavy orc lives or doesn't live. Let's do that.
I've been waiting for this.
So we might be able to still find the base damage for the swinging mace with the heavy orc. Which come out
Enemies are
very
preparing to breach one of our gates. They've broken through a gate. Here they come. The Rogers off.
Oh, crap. Oh. You stay there.
They're almost there.
Stop.
They're entering the rift.
Alright. You come back. Come back.
Watch my height.
Should run my health trinket.
Enemies at the rift.
Oh, they're resistant to physical, aren't they? Shit. I mean, I guess I could let them die to that and see how much health they have. And then it looks like about a fourth or a fifth. See how many swings it takes to kill them, and then calculate. But I don't have my. I need to retry. I don't have the health trinket, so I can't regenerate to take all this damage. Okay, if I stone or freeze, I'll take bonus damage. So I don't want to do that. I can stun him, I guess, with this thing, or charm him with this thing. But that might apply the arcane debuff. But that shouldn't matter, right? Yeah, it shouldn't matter. Ooh, I could fear him. Jargoses. That's a good idea. I know, I'm pretty smart. And we'll get a healing trinket. Okay. Let's try that again.
Another wise choice by the great Warwick.
So pick them up, toss them over.
Enemies are preparing to breach one of our gates. They've broken through a gate. Here they come
To appear before me.
Dude, fucking shit, he took damage already. Oh, he's falling. Okay, well, we'll grab someone else. You are coming with me.
I need to stop.
So I need to run up against the wall to drop him so that way he doesn't fall hard enough to take damage.
Enemies at the
Okay,
rift.
hopefully we don't lose. What, 1, 2.
They're entering the rift.
That's probably more than. Okay. Got hit once.
There are enemies in our rift. We only have half our rift points remaining.
Uh-oh. I don't know if this will work.
They're almost there. The rift has been compromised.
No.
I don't gloat, but I do win a lot.
Alright, well, you took what, 3 hits? I think. Look at 3 hits. 75 total. So they have 100 hit points. That makes sense. 25 damage per hit, though. It doesn't really tell us how much damage it does, but it tells us how much hit points he has. And 100 hit points makes sense. If a light orc has 50, let's head over to the orcs. Light orc has 50 on War Mage. They should have, I believe, 40 on Apprentice. Here's spellbook. Content, enemies. What did I put there? HP 50 for mage. Well, it was 75 and he had a sliver left. It could have just been a total of 80 hit points that he had. So we'll have to keep figuring that out. But let's see if medium orcs immediately die to it as well, to see how much damage it does. And I guess if all else fails, we can switch it to fire damage and then use the earth elemental to figure out how much damage it does, because it doesn't change. Well, we got the burn effect on it, I guess. I don't know if that's totaled in the total amount of damage it takes or not. God, why is it difficult? Okay, medium orcs are weak against arcane elements. They are not strong against physical. Orc archers should have the same amount of health as light orcs, I believe. And then, yeah, really only other option is change to fire and fight earth elementals. Okay, let's try with the medium orc and see if they die immediately or not, and then figure out how much health they have if they do. Oh, I'm gonna get rid of the jar ghosts. Did something too far back.
I'm always ready.
Looks like everyone in the first bit.
Enemies are preparing to breach one of our gates. They've broken through a gate.
See how you handle this.
Here they come.
Ah, unless that medium orc is in her. Which we need to do. Kill the other two.
They're almost there.
Oh, beautiful.
They're entering the rift.
Over here. Okay, so the medium orc took full damage from the swinging mace.
We only have half our rift points
We
remaining.
should die too, or we should lose. So that'll tell us the base damage of the swinging
Hold
mace.
them back. Out of my way.
Which is good.
Another rift protected.
So base damage. Oh, the base damage is 50. And that insta kills lights. Maybe it does do regular damage and not overkill. Or it does do overkill, not regular. Okay. Well then, let's test that. Maybe I was worried for nothing. I'm gonna guess 50, 75, 125? No, that's too much. They wouldn't do 125, would they? Let's see. Let's see what the max is. And we'll go ahead and quick swing faster, sure, why not? We should use a light orc. Since they had 50 health and does 50 damage, it's a little confusing, but could use a light orc and get away with that.
They won't expect this. I'm ready. As if anyone was not already impressed.
Enemies are preparing to breach one of our gates. They've broken through a gate.
I tossed him on the wall and he got stuck. Well, that's new. No damage taken. So now we'll see if it does overkill or exact damage.
They're almost there. They're entering the rift. We only have half our rift points remaining. There are enemies and our rift is failing.
These fools never had a chance.
Well, that doesn't make sense. Only 65 damage? So each upgrade adds 5 damage? That's comparatively shit. No. Yeah. Huh. That's real shit. I guess it hits everything in a three wide, so you know you can do massive amounts of damage, but still 65? I was expecting like a big number or something. All right. Okay. No, put it on the other side of the dash. Wow, weird. Crazy. Alright. It's time to check the... So we have 65 damage. Well, in that case, it's not really worth checking the fire tower, because I did the fire tower with the flame bracer. And what I found, I think I put on here already, and I think I put it under the flame bracer. So let's check that. Or the fire tower, actually, I might put under that. So let's do that first. Okay, alright, speeds, all the upgrades, and that's it. Okay. Yeah. 60. And then 80 with the upgrade, and then 130 on the tower, which is quite a bit. Looks like a, what is it, 67% increase, 67.5. I put that as 60 because the bonus damage done to light orcs bonus damage done to light orcs, it took it up to 65. It should be 60, but the 5 damage is like bonus. Oh yeah, I know it's 60 because I tested on the earth elemental, so you don't have any bonus damage, don't take bonus damage. But the orcs took bonus damage up to 65, so it's only 5 damage bonus, which again makes sense if it's an AOE blast. You know, the bonus damage can be spread to everything inside the blast zone. So okay. But the bonus damage on the fire tower was a lot higher at 130. So I'm gonna guess it's probably around that, but we're gonna go ahead and try it. And for that, I'm going to need to change field upgrades around. This one is fire damage, and so swinging mace fire damage. Alright, let's retry this one, and we're going to fight to wave 2. We're not going to use any damaging traps. We will, however, use tar. And we don't need that. So barricade, tar, and just swinging mesh. Yes. Fire. We got those two to clear everything. Do we need any other weapons? No, probably not. Okay. Start off.
Another wise choice by the great Volk.
This. We'll just sit here, kill everything through
Let's
wave 1
begin.
with our weapon. And then check that fire damage on wave 2.
Enemies are preparing to breach one of our gates. They've broken through a gate.
Another foe vanquished. Can no one challenge me?
Okay. We're gonna come over here.
This spot is perfect.
Place that puppy. We're gonna try and get hit and then move out of the way so he moves out of the way, and then just kind of, you know, pull him off to the side. Actually, maybe we should get rid of the gate there. We just want him to get hit once by this on the tar, and then we move off to the side. He comes with us, and Bob's your uncle.
More ready, I cannot.
Which I probably should not have done crossbow with explosion damage
More
on
enemies
headshot.
on the way.
That way I can take out the orcs, but that's okay.
Enemies are attacking on another front. Watch out! Our enemies have broken through again.
That might actually work.
Here they come.
Yeah, there we go. I can do this.
Gaze upon my power!
Come on, come with me. Well, maybe I should just let him go. Come to me.
Enemies at the
I guess
rift.
it doesn't really matter if I damage him with my auto attack. I just
They're entering the rift.
make sure I get something solid. Alright, Earthward. Let's go, buddy. Before you get hit again.
They're
Alright,
almost
that
there.
should have also taken account of the burn.
We made it. There are
Does it look
enemies
like
in our
he
rift.
took
We
a lot of
only have
damage
half our
with the
rift
burn?
points remaining.
It's more than I imagined.
Our rift is fading. Stop them
If only
quickly.
they had a leader.
Alright, so 65 to 80. Doesn't really add up. Ideally, right, you would think that the 65 damage turns into fire damage and gets bonused, and then you get a burn on top of it. Oh, but I guess he's not weak to fire, so it just stays at the 65 and then you get the burn. But then you think you get bonus from the tar. Interestingo. quite etching up. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's increased, but only by a minuscule amount. Really, again, it's just, it feels like not a lot. So, because this jumped up there. I mean, this does 80 to 130 is crazy. Crazy tall. So that's for the flame bracer. When we get into the, let's go back over to swinging mace. It deals fire damage, and then on fire tar, 80. Alright. I guess I'll just say fire tar dash 80. Dash? Do I do dash? Yeah, it's in brackets. So at its base it'll only do 15 more. I feel like they went through each trap and said, this trap is fire damage, does this much damage on tar. And they were just very specific about it. Instead of going to tar and saying increase damage by this amount, or flat or percentage, I think they went to the trap itself and said increase damage to this. Is my guess. Because that's just such a huge difference of damage done. Crazy difference. Okay, so we got that figured out. Fire damage for that, the damage for that. Alright. Alright, we spent about an hour on this. I'm pretty happy with the progress we made. With that, in this stream, I'm gonna restart the stream, and we're gonna play some endless maps. I think I want to play Switchback again, and I thought I saw something that I could use, but I goofed up there at the end. So we're gonna try and use and abuse the system that Switchback sets. Okay, so I will catch you guys here in probably about 30 minutes. I'm also gonna eat some lunch. Or dinner, I guess, at this point. We need some dinner.